Hi guys, hey, Frank Aldridge from the Integral Group here. Look, question of the month. We're going to make a bit of a pledge that we're going to do this a bit more regularly than last year, where it became question of the 6 months. But just one that's come in is, how can you take the stress out of projects and procurement? And so I'm going to focus in on procurement a bit more because a procurement project is a project. So just by chance, we happen to have this thing up here, which if you've ever been on one of my training workshops, this is it. The whole thing, less stress, more success. And so this question's right in line with that. And I guess we had a guy on a training workshop I was on years ago, Dr. Derek Rogers. He said two things about stress. One is will make you miserable, and the other will make you die younger. And so what we sort of figured is anything we can do to sort of get away from that is a good thing. So to answer this question, what we have to think about is what causes stress in procurement projects in particular. It's about getting the wrong thing. It's the project fails. What we found is the things that cause us the most stress is when say someone hasn't delivered on their time thing, and so we're put into a real pressure situation around that. That always causes a bit of grief. You choose the wrong supplier, you got to implement the thing that fails. With procurement, it's a legal process as well, so you could break the law, you can get sued. Most of the case law in New Zealand for procurement is people suing councils, so you're not exempt for that. So the other thing is just not getting what's fit for purpose. So if we come right back to the way we've structured our procurement is, first of all, what I want to do is a strategy phase, and the reason for that is we involve key people. We've got the right track workshop. If you don't know about that, go back and have a look at some of our other stuff. But it's about talking to people. So in that strategy phase, it's engaging the right people to make sure we end up the right strategy, because otherwise you can do all the rest and you'll still end up wrong. The other thing is, in here, if we come back to, we've got our paradigm, collaborative, courteous and considerate. That's the way we try and do this now. And we've got the 4 key objectives. Know what you want, attract the best, choose the right ones, and then manage them fairly. So from here, when I'm back in the strategy phase, what we're trying to work out is how can we make this project and you, the client, attractive? How can we do it collaboratively? So that's often talking to key people, it's talking to some suppliers, but trying to make it simple and efficient. That's what we're after. Then once we've done that, and we get in here, we do a plan for the project, and then we lock in all the key dates for the whole thing. And so what that does, it means that you're not scrambling to try and get people's calendars later on. It's locked in from day one, and it makes the whole thing flow better. But that comes back then to discipline, and it comes back to tracking, checklists, that sort of stuff. The thing that lets us down is when one person doesn't do their bit, and that causes a lot of grief. The other thing is, during our process, attract the best. So again, simple, attractive processes, simple documents, clean documents, that sort of stuff. Then choosing the right ones. What we do is we make sure in our procurement process we have a part where at some stage we're eyeballing the customer. It might be via Teams or Zoom, it might be in person, it might be doing some sort of workshop with them, but we've got to see the real deal. And that means that we've had a number where we've done these interactive workshops where first and second place swapped, and we got the right supplier having met the people. If we hadn't done that, we wouldn't have got the right people. So that's really important. The other big thing is we have a thing in ours where we have a preferred respondent. So we pick a winner subject to agreeing everything with them, subject to finalising the price, subject to finalising the scope. And what that means is we can then sit down and actually discuss that with them. And again, it gets a whole lot more right. We've just had one where we've done this, and the initial pricing gap was huge. And just by clarifying, discussing things, we've actually got it down to a point where it's agreeable. But if you used a traditional price quality method back in here, back in your strategy, you'd have got the wrong supplier. Right, so I can sum that up. It's a collaborative approach. It's making yourself attractive, and then do the planning and stick to it. So that all comes back to discipline. Hope that helps. If you get stuck, give us a yell.